Guess what? I've got some good news. Jesus is not coming back. Let that sink in just a minute. Hey, my name is Timmy Gibson, former evangelical, fundamental, tongue-talking, end times preaching pastor. Did that for 30 years. And this is my little Friday special video. So normally I post on Wednesdays and Sundays. Today, I just wanted to throw in a little special weekend gift for you, especially for those of you that were wondering, is Jesus coming back? The answer is no, he's not coming back. If he did exist, he died 2,000 years ago, and he's dead, like those that die. All right, so here's what I want to share with you. I did not know this. So I grew up in the Pentecostal church. So I remember lots of end time predictions, lots of Jesus is coming back this year. I remember a book by Hal Lindsey that came out in 1988, and it was entitled 88 Reasons Christ is Going to Return in 1988. Christ didn't return, right? That came and went. And I remember the year 2000, there was predictions that he was coming back, and that goof wingnut Jerry Falwell was always predicting some year that Jesus was coming back. Anyway, and there's still predictions today. I can't even tell you, I'm not in that world anymore, but I've seen enough videos and I've stumbled across the channels or radio stations where I hear some end time preacher preaching about the end times. So I wanted to do a little bit of a search just to find out how many predictions have there been? Like how many times has a preacher or an author or some kind of TV personality or somebody predicted the return of Christ, and of course it didn't happen? Well, here's what I found out. 50 plus. 50 plus. This is the year, this is the date that Jesus is coming back. 50 plus. And some of these, the reason I put say plus in there, it's 50 people that were notable who predicted the return of Jesus. Okay, this doesn't count every Christian who predicts, every YouTuber who predicts the return of Jesus. I'm sure it gets into pretty much every year that we've been in existence, someone has predicted that Jesus is coming back. Jesus himself even predicted that he was coming back. I think in Matthew chapter 16, I'd have to look it up again, where he says, no one here listening to my voice will see death until you've seen the second coming or the return of Christ, or whatever it is exactly he said. It's in the Bible, look it up. And that came and went, and it didn't happen. So even Jesus's own, if Jesus even said that, you know that they recorded the words of Jesus some 60 years after Jesus actually existed. I can't remember what I said 2 weeks ago, verbatim, or much less what someone else said 2 weeks later. Not even that. As many preachers that I've heard over my 55 years of existence, I couldn't even begin to tell you what they said specifically. Now, the gist of maybe, okay, maybe, but word for word, no way. Anyway, that's a side point. I've got the list right here. In the year 500 was the first recorded prediction of the return of Jesus. And then literally, I don't even want to go through here, but 1260, 370, 1504, 1524, 1526, 1533, 1673. It goes on and on and on. Then John Wesley in 1836. And it keeps going. 1844, 1847, 1861, and 1863. These are each year that a notable person was predicting the return of Jesus. Joseph Morris in 1861, Joseph Smith in 1891, 1901, the Catholic apostle. How do you say that word? It's all of a sudden skipping my mind. Apostolic. Thank you. Goodness. Apostolic Church. So the Catholics were predicting it in 1901. 1914, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they were predicting it, that Jesus was going to return. 1917, Sun Moon Moon. I mean, it just goes on. Herbert Armstrong in 1943, 1972, 1975, 1964. It goes on and on and on. 1982, now we're getting up into my lifetime. 1982, Benjamin Creme, Hal Lindsey, 1988, Harold Camping in 1994, Jerry Falwell in 1999, and pretty much every year after that until the year he died, he predicted. Ed Dobson, I'm not sure who that is unless that's James Dobson's son. Anyway, in the year 2000, and then also in the year 2011, 2012, Jack Van Imp predicted it in 2012, 2015, Mark Blitz, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2024, and 2028 is the next one. So we'll have to wait. We have to wait until 2028. Unless you just want to hear it now, right now, I can tell you, it ain't going to happen. Jesus is not coming back. Okay, I'm going to end with this because this was a little tasty Friday treat. I just spoke to an evangelical Christian just the other day, and they are making major life decisions based upon their belief that Jesus is coming back in 2024, in December of 2024. They are not just believing that, they, in their mind, are certain of it. And they're certain of it. Like, they are making major life decisions based upon their belief that Jesus is coming back this year. Of course, it's not going to happen. And I've said this before. My first video in 2025, right? I'll talk about it and mention it just to point it out. But now we have another prediction, 2028. So dadgummit, we've got to wait 4 more years before we can prove that one wrong. And then someone else will say, oh, we got the dates wrong, but this scripture meant do the mental gymnastics, and then little fairy dust. Oh, no, 2030 will come and go. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I missed. There was this other scripture that I didn't consider with this other scripture. It's 2031. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Be smart. Treat people with love. Hey, don't forget, cuss and discuss. Actually, I don't think you can cuss. That'll get your comment deleted, so don't cuss. But cuss and discuss. Subscribe, like, do all the stuff. I appreciate you. Also, I've added Patreon. I haven't decided on what all I'm going to do with that yet. I'm so new to this. This has been fun. Thank you so much for listening and so much for supporting and making comments. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. All right, guys. Peace.